I made a video about a week ago talking about a Balisong scam run by a creator, Polar Flaps, and how this Balisong right here is drop shipped and how people have been accusing him of, upcharging it and all that kind of stuff. And long story short, Polar Flaps saw my video and reached out to me on Instagram and said, "Hey, I saw your video. I'm curious if you would be willing for me to send you one and you make a video on it." And I was like, you know what? Sure. Okay. So I was like, you know what? Sure. I'll make a video on it. So this is what I got, guys. Just came in a few hours ago, and I have a few things to say about it. All right. As well as some things that I think are a little suspicious that I will be covering in this video. Okay. Now I want to clarify one thing before I even talk about this. I am not someone, okay, who can be swayed in any way or have someone tell me to say anything just because they send me a free product, okay? Now, I do have, what's it called? A reputation of talking good about Balisongs that I'm sent. One, because I just genuinely like the Balisongs, okay? If I don't like it, I will not talk good about it, okay? And this video is going to be a good example of that, okay? Now, I'm not going to be just completely dunking on this thing, okay? Because it was sent to me to make a video with. So that's what I'm going to do. That's what I promised. That's what's going to happen today. So this Balisong right here cost, I think, about $35, okay? $40, something around there, okay? And I'm going to say right off the bat, this feels extremely flimsy, okay? This doesn't feel like a $40 Balisong. And I would even go as far to say that the Frank P, which is a $35 Balisong plastic trainer from the company LDY, feels a lot more sturdy than this guy for sure, okay? But, it's plastic. Whatever. It's plastic. A few things to mention. It runs on Zen pins. Now, these are tunable Zen pins, which are kind of interesting. I think this is the first tunable Zen pin I've even flipped. So that's that. And then looks like with some screws or weights in the bottom of the handles. And then something that kind of caught my eye is this little weight at the tip of the blade. Now, this right here looks like an exact replica of the Squiddy Bee. Now, I didn't bring my Squiddy Bee out here, but it has what looks like the exact same weight as the Squid Industries Squiddy Bee. So that's a little interesting, to be 100% honest. I didn't expect it to be literally perfectly identical. It'd be different if it was it's similar. No, it literally looks like an exact clone, the exact same weight as the Squiddy Bee. So I thought that was a little weird. But, it's got a little polar bear face. It's not a complete copy of the normal Squiddy. Until I noticed the bottom of the handles. I don't know if you guys can see this, but it looks like these little dots here, that this was put together in a very cheap manner. Now, I don't know if you guys can see or if my camera's going to sort of focus on that, but you can see there's these kind of holes right here, and it looks like these were attached to another Balisong, almost in quantity, as you can see. I don't know if that makes any sense, but you guys can kind of see these little plastic line marks where it was connected to something. So I thought that was a little interesting. I've never really noticed that on a plastic Balisong. So is that a bad thing or a good thing? I don't really know, to be honest, but I just thought that was really interesting. Now, how does this thing flip? It flips good. I'm not going to lie. It flips really similar to a Squiddy Bee. It fans a lot better than a normal Squiddy. It fans like a Frank P. The Chaplins aren't very good. Not very good. The Chaplins aren't very bad. The Chaplins are decent. It's a little slippery, more slippery than I expected, but is it a bad flipper? No, it's not. I think it's a decent, oh my goodness. I think it's a decent flipper, to be honest. It's not bad for plastic. But is it worth $40? Absolutely not. I don't think this is. $35 for how much this thing goes for. I don't think it is. In my opinion, I think it just feels a little flimsy. Something else to mention too is, like I said, this was quote unquote designed by Polar Flaps. I don't see any kind of branding or logo in any way on this thing. It just looks like it's just white, and it looks like a clone is what my suspicion is, okay? I don't see any sort of branding. I don't see a Polar Flaps logo. I don't see a little face on the blade. I don't see anything. So the suspicion of this being a clone is honestly a valid accusation, in my opinion. Now, would I recommend buying this thing? To be honest, I don't know, guys. I'm still in suspicion that this has some shady things going on with it, that it is being upcharged, because this does not feel quality to me. I feel like as I'm flipping it over concrete right now, it's going to break on me, and the pivots are going to crack, or, I don't think it's going to hold up. That's just kind of how it feels right now. It gives that flimsy vibe. Okay. Ooh. But yeah, like in general, it's not a bad flipper. I think it's like, it's good. It flips better than a normal Squiddy. It reminds me of a Frank P. About the same weight as a Frank P. Maybe a little heavier than a normal Squiddy or a Squiddy B, but it's just, I don't know. I think there are some shady things going on with just the polar flaps situation and this polar flipper. Now, if you bought one in the past, or if you're buying one, are you getting a good Balisong? Honestly, it's not bad, okay? It's a plastic Balisong that'll get the job done. Does it flip all right? Yeah, it's not bad. I don't mind the flipping performance. I like the way this thing fans, and I think Chaplins are actually decent. But I have this inner gut feeling as I'm making this video, as I'm flipping out right now, that there's something going on, okay? Something just feels off about this thing. I don't know how to explain it. Like, the texture of the plastic, it's just different. I don't know how to explain it. Like, it's not, like, super slippery, but it's not super grippy either. Long story short, does it flip bad? No, it flips good for plastic. I would even go as far to say that it flips good for its price, but it doesn't feel like a $40 Balisong, guys. I've flipped $40 Balisongs. I've flipped the Frank P. I've flipped the normal Squiddy. I've flipped the Impulse, which is $35, This just doesn't live up to its price. I'm not going to lie. Something fishy seems to be going on. So, yeah, guys, that's my 2 cents, okay? Just because someone said me something does not mean I'm going to instantly talk good about it and that I'm going to be promoting it. Because, to be honest, guys, I think you guys should be cautious and be aware of what you guys buy, okay? Is this bad? Like I said, no, it's all right. It's a decent flipper. Do I think something shady and fishy is going on with this Balisong and the way it's being made and shipped? Yes, I 100% do. Feel like something shady is going on with this guy. But long story short, it's decent. I'll have fun flipping it. It's fun.